Steve Gamache here with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video. This time we're looking at the Anryu Hammered Blue No. 2 Gyuto 210mm knife, and this line of knives has a core steel of Aogami or Blue Paper No. 2 carbon steel, reactive steel. The heat treat's about 62 Rockwell plus-ish on this, and the construction is a very interesting character-laden stainless steel cladding on either side of that core steel, and the stainless cladding has this kind of nicely uniform patterned hammered tsushime finish with a kasumi type finish on the blade grind going down into the edge steel. So there you can see the core steel showing at the edge, and that core steel does have a little bit of a patina showing on it for me using the knife a little bit. The weight on this is just kind of a solid middle weight, 5.8 ounces, 164 grams, and the blade length is about 215, so it's a little bit over a 210. These will vary a little bit knife to knife because they are handmade. 14 inches is the overall length. The thickness of the blade itself at the spine here above the chin heel area is 2.9 millimeter. Tapers down pretty quick and then holds that taper pretty much all the way down until you get to the grind of the knife where it thins out to the tip. So pretty generous grind here. So the tip's pretty thin on this. The height of the blade is 47.2 millimeters at the heel. These will vary knife to knife again. The handle is one of the nicer stock handles, I think, on the Chef Knives to Go website. And so it's an oval, ambidextrous, rosewood ebony handle, and real nice fit and finish on this handle. It's very pretty to look at and very nice in the hand. The circumference is about 3 inches at the ferrule wood junction here. This has the classic Masakage style curved choil, imoto, or neck area here, and it's nicely relieved, nicely ground down and smoothed out at the spine as well. So this is ready to go out of the box. The edge is quite sharp, but it's not like a full-on Masakage edge in terms of them being really super sharp out of the box. So it doesn't have a lot of bite or tooth to the edge, so you might want to put this on some stones, and it would sharpen up beautifully. I did put a little nicer edge on this, and it just takes an edge great, and it's easy to sharpen. The balance point on this knife is right about there, which is pretty close to a pinch grip, maybe slightly in front of a pinch grip, but pretty darn close. So it's got a nice, nimble, neutral feel to the knife as far as balance goes. The shape of this blade is definitely tailored towards a pinch grip. You got plenty of room for your finger there. And the profile on the edge is fairly gentle curve with a little bit of a flat spot towards the heel area. And it gets pretty thin towards the edge. It's not quite like Masakage Yuki thin, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. But it does get quite thin. The performance of this knife is really outstanding. The tip of this knife really goes through stuff exceedingly well, very, very well. And the overall knife is just a pleasure to use. It's a high-performance knife in every way. It's just a great all-around knife. So there's your profile. Not a big old flat belly at the back, but I shouldn't say big flat spot versus belly at the back, but you've got a nice gentle curve that kind of flows into that heel area, and gentle curve towards the tip. You can get fairly high without hitting the blade on the board, about right there. But real smooth action on the board. The grind on this knife is very well done. It's fairly non-stick because of a little bit of the thickness of the blade and the grind of the knife and the texturing of the hammered finish. So you got some nice chiseled kanji right here as well. So just a superb all-around knife. It's just a great, great performer with an awesome carbon steel in the middle. So there you have the Anryu Hammered Blue No. 2 Gyuto 210mm knife.